Well, I made a video of this some time ago. It was one of my first, and I did it before I started posting to YouTube. So I'm going to do a different one, and this is it. This is on how I make my rope coils. This is not a new process. I've seen it before in several books. Many of you are probably familiar with it. But I basically started with a piece of wood, 1 inch by 2, and I drilled 3 holes here in the various areas so I can vary the length of my coils, because they're not all the same on a ship. Some are shorter than others, some are longer, so on and so forth. These are 1 inch brads that stick into there like this, right? Now I could cut these shorter, but if I do that, they're harder to get out when I have to free the coils, and you'll see that later on in the video. These are just smaller nails that I put in. They simulate the belaying pins. This is where it bends over the edge of the belaying pin rail. So this would be the top of the loop, and this will be the bottom of the loop. In my models I use, as you can see here, I use 4 different sizes of thread for the running rigging, and so I'll be making 4 different sizes. Here you can see some of the finished product. They're kind of pear-shaped here. Let me show you how I get that shape. When they come off, they look more like this, and I'll show you how those get from this to this. I'm going to start with probably the most common line I do, since I make more of these than anything else. And I'm going to make these a little longer than the ones you'll see in front of me. That one's got a little plugged up with some glue, so I'm going to just forget about that one. That one's the same. So's that one. That's too many of them. I'm going to have to try and take in later on, because I don't want to do it now. I'll drill the holes out and make bigger ones later. And you're taking your thread right here, and you pinch it down here, and you start wrapping, right? Just like that. I usually do about 4 times. On the thicker thread I use less. But here, when you go down to the bottom, you can see here there's 3 rolls here, and they're one on top of the other. And I don't like that, so on this loop, I'll come across the bottom like that, right? Come around here one more time, and I go over here to this side, and I just repeat that process as I go, right? Now this is going to take me some time, and you don't have to sit through this whole process of the wrap like this. So I'm just do this one more here like this, like you see here, and then I'm going to cut away from this video, finish the rest of these, and then come back with another section of the video. Now I have them all the way across here, like you see. Now, there are many of you that use this process, and they use white glue, and that's perfectly fine. I prefer to use super glue. It's been my experience that it seems to hold better, and it dries faster, so I can proceed with my work without having to wait for a lot of dry time. You want to do some on each one. This one's already been done, but just want to put a small drop here like this. Just tap away at it, because you want it to saturate the threads. right here. And then you'll do the same thing on the bottom of these. All right. Now I use the super glue accelerator. It just helps it super glue dry quicker, so I can work a little faster. You just take and snip these here like this. Excuse me, I got a little dry throat. I got a cough here. Excuse me, sorry about that. Anyway, now this is why I like my brads long. So I can take pliers like this and I can grab a holder like this, pin this down with my thumbnail, and pry that off. I can go along, because see, sometimes the glue sticks to the nail, see? So by squeezing this and pushing this up, it'll break the seal of the glue on the nail, and I can get it out easily. Once in a while, you're going to get some that stick to the board. And that's a pretty easy process of simply going in with a knife and prying it away. Like this. Okay. Now here, where it's glued on here, you pinch this with your thumb and peel it back. Like that. And off it comes. Right, now you have your finished product. You have these little wings, as I call them, right? And those will get snipped off. We'll only do one or two. You'll get the idea. Now, simply cut off the wings like this. Sometimes it'll break away like that. It's not a disaster. I'll just put a tiny little bit of glue back on there and put it back in place. Tedious work sometimes, especially when you're under pressure making a video that you want it to turn out right. Okay, now there's one. And I have another one here. I'll take it, I'll do this, clip it here. And here. Now on the portion where it wraps around the belaying pin up here, I don't do anything with that. I take the pliers, like this one, similar to this one, that's fine, and put it in here like this. And I'll squeeze this, like you see here. Press it pretty good hard. Right. And that will give you this little pear shape. And when it hangs on to your belaying pins, it looks pretty darn good. Right? Now, again, you do that to several different sizes and for as many as you need. And for me, it seems to work very well. And I hope this comes as some assistance to some of you out there who need that help. Again, see you later.